That's Take Me to the Opera with me, Zainab Badawi. Watch on iPlayer.
Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with me, Charlie Stayt in Westminster, and Nina Warhurst in the studio in Salford. Our headlines today. A tribute to their mother. The Queen's 4 children, led by King Charles, hold a vigil beside her coffin in Westminster Hall.
It was a very emotional moment, and that just added to the whole afternoon, evening. Unbelievable.
A warning to people not to travel to join the queue to see the Queen lying in state. It's close to full capacity with a waiting time of at least 24 hours. Military rehearsals have been taking place in Windsor ahead of the Queen's funeral on Monday.
And away from Westminster, today's other headlines. Ukraine says hundreds of graves have been found outside Izium, a city that was recently regained from Russian forces. And the Premier League returned with fans and players paying their own respects to the Queen.
Good morning. It's Saturday, the 17th of September. You're watching BBC Breakfast from Westminster, where Her Majesty the Queen has spent a third night lying in state. Well, we know people hoping to pay their respects at Westminster Hall are being told there are long queues. These are the live images just outside the Palace of Westminster this morning. The floodlights, just as there's a little light in the sky this morning. Quite cold for those who've been queuing. In conversation with some of the people who are arriving here, they've been queuing for some 12 hours. But what we now know from the official authorities is that they are warning with the queue at what's called almost capacity. Waiting times now at least 24 hours long for those joining the queue. More on that a little later on. Well, last night, King Charles, the Princess Royal, Prince Andrew and Prince Edward held a silent vigil by their mother's coffin. Queen's 8 grandchildren, including Princes William and Harry, will hold their own vigil later today, as Dan Johnson reports.